Hey friends, happy Thursday and welcome into another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Here we are, episode number 43 on a Thursday.
43.
40, can you say 43 on a Thursday?
No.
Just try it, man.
43 on a third. I can't.
Justin can't even get it out this morning. Welcome in. As always, we are broadcasting live from our studio in beautiful downtown Huntsville. Our studio is presented by our good friends at Elliott's Jewelers. For all your jewelry needs, please visit my good friend online, Elliott Herzlich. He is back. We're going to have him on next week talking about some new events that we are working on here at Hello Huntsville. But again, appreciate you and appreciate everybody joining us. And Justin, thanks, our Foundation 5 Thursday sponsor.
Thursday.
There it is. There it came out. It came out.
Trying.
Justin had a little bit of that Huntsville kind of twang coming down there on the East Texas. Come on now. You don't ever feel that?
No, I try not to.
Come on, Justin, man. Justin, it was crazy. You told me you had some phone issues last night. Let us know about your phone issues, man.
Yeah, it was a rough morning. No alarm this morning. So.
Yeah, but you darted right over, man.
Like, I'll get there.
What time do you normally wake up? I know this show you get up a little bit early, but what time are you normally waking up at?
About 6 a.m. every morning.
Figured you're an early riser, man.
So, early bird gets the worm, right?
That's good. Well, welcome, man. We want to welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here this morning. My good friend back in Georgetown already chiming in. Nice intro. Makes me want to live in Huntsville. We were just joking about the intro. Like, come on, Russ. I've known Russell a long time. He has a business back in Central Texas called Russell Glass. So good to hear from you this morning, Russell. Melissa Barham from Advantage Specialties.
She's an early riser, too.
Yeah, she is. And I'm wearing my Advantage Specialties shirt. I was telling her on our Tuesday group just how much I enjoy these shirts. I don't want to say this shirt because I don't wear the same one every day.
You wear the same shirt every day, don't you, Rob?
I rotate them. So appreciate you, Melissa. Thanks for chiming in. And also as well, Tammy is joining us saying good morning, Justin and Rob. Let us know what you're thankful for. This show is all about inspiration and lifting you up each and every day. I heard a message coming into work today that whenever everything that we do in life, sometimes we try to change our outward appearance, and you're great at that. I mean, what you guys do at the Color Bar is great.
Absolutely.
But I think sometimes what we can do on the outside can transform us on the inside. You can feel more confident.
It's about bringing that inner beauty out.
That's right. And that's what you guys at the Color Bar do. And I heard that this morning, but you got to wake up, as I always say, with the attitude of gratitude this morning. And, whatever situation that you're facing, start in your mind. It all starts with your mind about what you think about yourself, how you perceive yourself, what you believe about yourself. I mean, if you're waking up saying, I'm never going to get that job, or maybe you're waking up this morning saying, I just don't look good, or I don't feel good, you got to change the way you think.
You got to speak it into existence.
Yeah, man. And this later on today at 4:15, I've got to go get an MRI, and I've got this weird magnetic device in my esophagus that they put in 8 years ago that hasn't worked in 2 years. So 6 years, the thing hasn't worked. It's for reflux. Long story short, if you go Google my name and type in Baylor Scott and White, you'll find an article about it. I decided, hey, this is a great procedure. I'm going to be one of the first 4,000 to get this thing in as soon as it cleared FDA approval. Probably not a good idea. And the surgeon who put it in me, he had it done to himself. He had what's called Barrett's esophagus, which can lead to esophageal cancer. So it's very serious. If you got any burning in your chest, man, you need to check that out. But long story short is he got the device out, and he was like, hey, man, I think you need to get it out as well if it's not working properly. And I actually looked online trying to find if there was, any type of court cases about this. And they said, no, only if it breaks apart. And I was like, that doesn't sound good if something in your esophagus breaks apart. But I got to get MRI today, just some neurological things. And did I say that right? Neurological?
I don't know.
So, and that's coming up at 4:15. But, it's like, I'm not worried, man. I'm already going in.
It'll be fine.
Everything's going to be fine. They're going to go in there and say, hey, Rob, you're good to go. And you just got a pinched nerve in your back. So, that's all it is, man. And I can't go into the newer MRI machines because this thing only takes what's called a 0.7 Tesla magnet. Well, the new MRIs are 1.5 to 7. And if I got in one that was probably a 7, this thing would come right out of my skin. Yeah. So you got to be careful. You got metal in your body.
Maybe
you
they can replace
MRI.
it with something like Iron Man.
That's right, man. I don't want any of that, though. I don't know where we'd find those things. So, hey, we got a great show lined up today. As always, we're highlighting the good and what's happening here in our community. And here in a few moments, we're going to have Ken Gobble joining us. He is from Pinch and Plate. They're going to be talking about their new business here in town. He and his wife, Tiffany, have been doing some incredible things. So we'll learn a little bit more about Ken's journey, his wife's journey, how they got to Huntsville, and learn more about their business. I'm so thankful that we have a wide array of businesses that are coming to this community.
And there's a new ramen bar coming.
Yes.
We have an awesome boat show this weekend that's happening downtown. What else is going on this weekend?
There's a lot of things. Tell us about is that part of Sip and Shop?
That is part of Sip and Shop. So
yeah, tell us about that event
the
that's coming
Downtown
up.
Business Alliance is trying to add to their Sip and Shop. So this coming Saturday, we're having a boat show. So there's, I think, going to be about 18 boats around the square. And yeah, you just come. It's called Boats and Booze.
Boats and Booze coming up here this weekend. Justin, you were kind of the mastermind behind this, right?
Well, there's a team of us that kind of like brainstorm different ideas and go about doing the different things. So
have we ever had, I need to ask this, I've only been in the community 4 years and left for 8 months, came back, quick vacation, came back.
Have we ever had a boat show?
Have you ever had a boat show in
I don't
Huntsville?
think so.
That's awesome, man.
So just something different,
Yeah. So it'll be a great time this weekend. You can find all the events on our community calendar online at hellohuntsvilletx.com. We are working on our inaugural, I don't ever say first annual because it's not it's not.
You can't be the first and be an annual, yeah.
So it's the inaugural, and some people get bent out of shape over that. I don't care, but it's the inaugural Rays of Hope fundraiser drive that we're putting together. And so more details are being announced about that. We have sponsorship opportunities available for T-shirts. Also, we're going to be giving away some. If you were back in Fargo with me, it would be swag bags, but it's swag bags. So
Sweet.
We're giving away some swag bags there for that as well. And it's going to be a fun event. We've already identified several nonprofits, trying to find about 5 or so. And identifying needs, maybe working with some folks in New Waverly there as well, some kiddos that need some help. And so we've already identified several nonprofits, but that'll be happening Saturday, July the 29th. So mark your calendars. It's just a one-day event, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our good friends at HEB, I reached out to them. Zach said, yeah, man, come on, use our parking lot. And so we're going to be set up out there all day. And it's going to be a great opportunity, just a drive-through donation drive. And, there's a lot of folks that give back during Christmas. But I think, I kind of thought about this, prayed about it, and it was just kind of revealed to me that, there's nonprofits out there that need help year-round. And so it's great that we have the events at Christmas. We need to keep having those. But I thought, let's get something kind of in the middle part of the year to kind of give them a little bit of a boost.
Absolutely.
And what was really cool about this, when we put it out on Twitter, immediately had the one of the coaches at Sam Houston State University, director of op over there, Coach Simeon, reached out to me, and he said, hey, we would love to help out and volunteer with any of these type of events. And so I called him yesterday. He didn't even flinch. He goes, man, I'm going to get all the girls out there. So the Sam Houston State women's basketball program will be out there volunteering to help us with that event as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Awesome.
I was just trying to get in that Justin Killingsworth train. You're always giving back, helping out, man. I was like, I got to step up my game,
We try.
So it'll be a fun event. Again, mark your calendars. We'll have more details as that goes on. But again, sponsorship opportunities available to help make this event a huge success. Only $150 starting out is some of our entry-level sponsorships. And so you'll be able to be a T-shirt sponsor. We have that, the swag bags, and then also hourly sponsors. So every hour we're going to go live on social media and really promote the event that day.
Fun.
And final thing about that, Elliott's Jewelers said, I want to get involved. I'd like to help out with getting banners and all that. So Elliott's Jewelers will be our presenting sponsor for our first ever Rays of Hope coming up.
Our first ever.
Be a lot of fun. Before we bring Ken on here in just a couple of minutes, Justin, what's been going on at the Color Bar, man? We're getting ready to release an article a little bit later today, but what's been going on in your world?
Well, the Color Bar is, it counts, I guess, as a second location in Huntsville within Creekside. So they had a need and really struggled to find a hairdresser to help out in the retirement center there. So the Color Bar's taken on Creekside.
Talking about MRC Creekside here in Huntsville. Yeah,
here in Huntsville. So, and then Conroe's underway and on its way to open up. So we have our Brazilian blowout special right now. And a
lot going on.
I hate to talk about myself.
Yeah, but that's what this is about. This is your time to shine, Justin. So, but yeah, we want to highlight you. And, we appreciate your support here. We wouldn't be able to bring our guest on and talk about this great community without folks like Justin and so many others. Let us know you're out there again this morning. What are you thankful for today, Huntsville? And make sure you comment with a little hashtag, Good Morning Huntsville. Visit
Huntsville. What did
Huntsville.
Robert say?
Well, Robert. Oh, this is Robert was on yesterday. Those are the names that I pop up on the screen. We do a little self-production here. So, but yeah, just let us know what you're thankful for out there this morning. Comment. Melissa Barham's already doing that. Many others as well. And share this broadcast. You will be entered in to win our mystery prize on Friday. So we're not doing a daily giveaway today. we're going to save it all up and have a big blowout prize coming up on Friday. So that will be announced tomorrow. That's coming up quick, man.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right over there. It's hiding. By the way, Marshall Altum, if you were watching, I sent you a text this morning or listening. We still have that prize pack from the Color Bar over there in the corner that his sister, I believe it was, that won.
Oh, yeah.
And so Marshall, whenever we can coordinate, we got to get that prize over to you to pick it up. So, well, let's step aside, take a break. We got a lot more as we're just getting underway here on a beautiful Thursday in Huntsville, Texas. Stay with us. We'll have Ken Gobble joining us on the other side when we come back. It's your show. Good morning, Huntsville. Hey, friends, welcome back in. Episode 43. Man, that was my bus number growing. How do you remember stuff like that sometimes?
Mine was 29.
29. Welcome back in. Episode 43 here on Good Morning Huntsville as we continue to rock and roll. June is well underway, and we are celebrating all things good here in Huntsville, Texas. I'm Rob Hipp, as always, joined by our Thursday Foundation 5 sponsor, Justin Killingsworth. And today, special guest on with us, Ken Gobble. Ken, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us. This is a wonderful addition to Huntsville. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, you bet. Justin, we're kind of all self-producing here, so Justin's the assistant, helper as well. So he was adjusting the microphone there for you. But, man, so great to have you. Justin had connected me with your wife, Tiffany. I know she's not able to be here today, but we're going to highlight new business coming to town, something that I'm excited about that you guys have been working on for a while called Pinch and Plate. But before we dig into that, I always like to give you an opportunity just to give us a little bit about your background. You've been in the area for some time. Let us know your journey.
Yeah, my wife and I, we moved out to Trinity, I guess, right a little over 10 years ago. And, we had lived in, Houston together for several years. And then we got married, started a family, and decided to move out to Trinity, be on the lake. And we started my daughter here at school at Alpha Omega back several years ago, and we decided that we were tired of a 45-minute commute from Trinity, so we decided to go ahead and move here to Huntsville, moved into Elkins, and been there ever since. And then, since we moved here in 2019, we just keep finding out fun facts about, our connections to being here in Huntsville. We didn't even know that that we had roots here, but come to find out we actually have roots here in Huntsville. It's like the Lord brought us here.
Well, tell us that as you were coming in this morning, you and I were catching up just for a brief moment.
Sure.
Those are some pretty historical roots, man.
It's really, I turned 50 this year, and it never ceases to amaze me, how my mother can surprise me every year, with some type of new little fact or something about, our history and our relatives and stuff like that. So I found out just after we moved here to Huntsville back in 19 that my fourth great-grandfather was James Washington Winters, and he was a Tennessee volunteer and good friends with Sam Houston, and they actually moved to New Waverly and settled. He moved his entire family over so that they could help fight with the Battle of Texas Independence. And so there's actually a memorial park that the state dedicated back in the 60s that has 22 or 23 monuments with all the different family members and things like that. But the Battle of San Jacinto was actually the committee that put it all together. It was my cousin that actually went out and pointed out where Santa Ana was, and everybody during the battle, that's where the troop lines were. This is where the supply lines were coming in, and they had every member of the family that was participating in, even at the Battle of San Jacinto. So come to find out, I thought my family, settled here in Texas back in the mid 1800s, and then come to find out, we've actually been here since, pre-Revolutionary War. So it was pretty amazing to do that lineage and history. Well, come to find out, my fourth great grandfather was close to Sam, and now it kind of all makes sense. I guess we were kind of drawn here to Huntsville in so many ways, and my wife and I were actually thinking about moving to Nashville. With my career, I'm able to pretty much live wherever I want, and we had talked about moving just to get a change of scenery, and then come to find out we've got these connections here, and it's like, all right, well, we're planting our roots now. So.
Man, that's great, Ken. And, you mentioned Tennessee and the Tennessee Volunteers. You didn't need to move to Nashville. You brought a little Tennessee Volunteer action here to Huntsville.
That's exactly right. And, our journey locally started probably fall of last year when my wife wanted to get into retail and started pinch and dash trading, and that was the thing that she wanted to do something different. She had been a full-time mom for 8 years with our daughter Trinity, and she decided that she wanted to get back into doing something, and the retail was an interest of hers.
I tried to get her to do skin again. She wouldn't.
I know. I tried to talk her into it too.
Like,
but,
come on.
But she does have a love for the retail, and then one of the things that we thought that Huntsville was missing was like a designer grocery store, I guess. We love going to Phoenicia Market down in down in Houston, and getting all the imported spices and things like that. And so we started going down there and kind of picking things up and bringing that in for retail. And then there's this huge artisan community that she had discovered through Pinterest. And she started bringing in all these spices from around the country that are all made at home through artisans and things of that nature. And that's what got Pinch and Dash started. As her idea, and
I'm assuming that's where like the word pinch and dash, because when you're cooking like a pinch of this, a dash of that.
Pinch and a dash. That's exactly right. And so our journey just kept growing. And things have changed dramatically over the last several months. We would have never, if you would have asked me 8 months ago if I would have been in the restaurant business, I would absolutely say no. And and this is one of those opportunities that this was my wife's idea. I'm literally just
it's her love language for you. You like to cook.
Well, I do like to cook, and I guess that's where I guess it kind of starts. But when Tiffany and I got married, the leave behinds we had for all of our guests, she made custom jalapeno jelly, and I made up what I call gobble rub, which is a barbecue rub. I had gotten really heavy into barbecue about a dozen years ago before we got married, and I designed my own rub, and it actually turned out pretty good. And so we started doing the rub back then, and Phoenicia actually, they bottle it for me. They make it, mix everything, and stuff like that. And I need to get over to Rio here, local. I discovered them a couple of years ago. I need to switch over to them and support local.
Yeah.
It's
a great journey, Ken. I do have to ask you because, I have a unique last name kind of too, Hip, and everybody. Yep. I always say it's the bone in your body at your waistline with an extra P on it. Where did Gobble come from? I think it's an awesome name, man.
So there's a lot of speculation about it, but the name Gobble was Americanized. It was Von Gabel, Goebel.
Okay.
And
it's like mine was Hoopsh.
Right. And so, German immigrants, when they came over into Virginia or whatever, we came through Virginia. Basically, they had the umlaut over the E's, to show that it's the sound. And instead, they just made it a B. So that E became a B when they brought German immigrants in. So the gobble came about. So
Thanksgiving a big day in y'all's family.
That is the one time. So we actually travel over Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because it's kind of it's been my family holiday. Tiffany's favorite time of the year is 4th of July. She's big time Independence Day girl and everything. But Thanksgiving, because of our name. And I've spent my entire life answering the questions about Gobble, and I'm actually more proud of it because no one forgets that name. There's just not many of us, and so when somebody meets Ken Gobble, or Tiffany Gobble. There's not that many of us, so we're kind of imprinted on their brains, and so it's easy for them to remember. And I've sold technology for 20 years, and people remember me because of my name. Like, oh yeah, I remember Ken Gobble. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
But no, Thanksgiving is it's really our favorite time of the year as a family, and sometimes we'll come in and we'll stay and we'll cook, but we'll also travel. We went skiing a couple of years ago up in Colorado, so my daughter could see snow. And so we went up to Colorado.
Oh, Trinity.
Yeah.
Oh, Trinity.
She's a mess.
Awesome. Well, again, Ken Gobble joining us this morning here from Pinch and Plate, a
Yes.
business that's getting rolling.
I know. I got
here.
to eat. I went and ate there yesterday. It was delicious.
Yes. So Pinch and Plate, our soft opening is this week. And that's why Tiffany was unable to be here this morning, because she was actually accepting an order from the food brokers as we speak right
Awesome.
now.
There you go.
She's unloading the food inventory this morning. But
She'll learn that it's a word I struggled with for a long time called delegation.
well, we have a great team put together. We're hiring. Just so
Everyone knows.
Yeah, everyone knows. We're hiring in all positions because we're growing, and right now we're only open 8 to 2 for breakfast and lunch. We're doing breakfast all day. That's kind of our big thing right now. Tiffany's vision was to come together with a menu that could be very family centric, because we have a 10-year-old daughter, and she has a very limited palate, but she does love breakfast, and she loves pancakes, and I think it's mainly just because of whipped cream, probably. But Tiffany's vision was to really offer a lot for family, and so when you come in and you look at the menu, also we wanted to have kind of a more affordable option.
I was very shocked yesterday when I went to pay, by the way. I was like, wow, that's it? Okay.
Well, we're doing our best to kind of keep the price as economical as possible, because there's so much great stuff going on in town. I'm not afraid to talk about new businesses and things like that, and there's room for everyone in this town. There's so much growth that can occur, and But Tiffany, she just wanted to have a good, affordable meal for everybody. The salad bar, which was we came up with the idea, I guess, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the salad bar was really kind of the first thing that got the ball rolling. And then she was like, "Well, I want to have soup with that."
I kept pushing that salad bar. I was like, Tiffany, I need a good salad bar here.
Yeah, and so we were just going to have just a regular single salad bar, but we actually doubled it up because of Justin and the popularity of everything that was coming on. So we were going to have pinch and salad, but it just kind of keeps steamrolling.
Love that.
And it's. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Our catering business is already starting to take off.
So there's a catering aspect to Pinch and Plate as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a big need for that here in Huntsville
there
as well.
is. So I don't want to drop corporate names just because we can, but we wanted to have kind of that salad bar, soup and salad mentality, where you can come in, you have the option to get all you can eat, things like that. You can come in, get it to go by the pound. We wanted to have those different options, but then. One of the other things that was missing here in this town was just regular box lunches. That besides the national chains. Now, I love our franchise owners here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an anti-franchise guy, but I grew up loving Jason's Deli and getting the boxes. Because you get the sandwich, you get the pickle spear, you get a cookie, and you just have a nice little box. And those were what I used for years in business. And we're taking that back, and we're going to keep it, to where it's affordable. Because, think about it. When you're dealing with, TDCJ and TEA and things like that they're on limited budgets. They have to keep the cost as low as possible. That was another motivation for us to get into it, was, to give other alternatives. I was in the restaurant business 25 years ago in Denton, Texas. Up in North Texas. I was in school. I was studying entrepreneurship. And I had a group of friends that got together, and I wound up, kind of running the kitchen and stuff like that to help, fund my graduation, basically. And I worked my way through school. But I got a really good exposure to the restaurant industry. And, I learned to be a short order cook, and I fell in love with it.
Awesome.
And so here I am 25 years later, and it's, my wife is now pushed me into helping out. I mean, I have a regular career right now, but she's trying to talk me into
regular career.
Well, I do. I have a job Monday through Friday, so I have to go to work at 9 this morning. But Tiffany's, she's trying to pull me into doing this, more full time. Right now, I'm just running the business operations side of it. The building.
Let's talk about that salad bar and all the options that are on that salad bar.
We have 54 options.
Goodness gracious. It's like Baskin Robbins
I'm telling
salad.
you, like, no, it's build your own. Like, we want, you get what you want. You just load it up with whatever.
Yeah.
It's just great.
So we kind of limit the proteins and everything right now because, obviously they're more expensive. I mean, meat right now is outrageously priced. And if everyone's seeing it at the grocery store, well, the restaurants are having to take that on as well. And so we're still trying to keep it as competitive as possible. But
it was like, I don't quote me on price, but I think it was like $8 or something, $8.95 or something like that for the salad.
Yeah, so you can actually come in and get a single trip to the salad bar for less than $9.
Yeah,
and then you can add.
Well, that's way better than Salada. It's like 17.
Exactly, and that was well. I wasn't going to mention any names.
Oh, sorry, I did.
But
that's why Justin's here. He does the other stuff.
Let the color bar do that.
Yeah.
They're the groundbreakers. So. But that was what we were looking for, and even the to go by the pound's $9.99.
And tell us about this ice cream.
Oh man, come on!
This
is too early, guys.
It's not here yet, but I hear about ice cream coming.
This is too early in the morning to be talking about all this good food because I'm getting hungry right now,
right?
Justin.
So I know, but it's something. It's a When Tiffany told me yesterday, I was like, "Who's that?" And she's like, "What do you mean, who's that? It's the creamiest ice cream you can get." So I'm like, "Whoa, okay, I'll have to try it." Okay, tell us your turn.
So the ice cream, that was the next edition because again, Tiffany's trying to focus on families and stuff like that, and we're partnering up with Tillamook Ice Cream, and Tillamook is out of Oregon. They're known for their cheeses and everything. You can actually get all the ice cream, the majority of it, at Kroger. They do sell at H-E-B, Kroger, stuff like that. But there is a difference in ice creams, and a lot of people don't realize that. And, I love Brennan-based ice cream. And I eat it still. It's in my freezer right now. But there's a difference between that and what you get in a true ice cream parlor. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of air in, our Brennan products. Mm-hmm. And what that does is it actually causes it to get harder. So if you go with a heavy dairy-based ice cream, it's thicker, it's creamier, smoother, easier to scoop, things of that nature, but it's also richer and more flavorful.
It's almost like a soft serve in a way.
It's the closest thing you can get to like a soft serve, but actually being
an ice cream.
An ice cream that you're able to scoop.
And she said she's going to get some sherbet for me because I'm a sherbet lover.
Well, we got to figure that one out. The sherbet will come probably
later. I know. I'll have to wait.
We only started off with 8 flavors, because again, we're not trying to
easing
replace.
Into it.
Yeah, we're not trying to replace the marble slab people and stuff like that. I mean, again, we have like 25 toppings for ice cream. I mean, it's just every candy bar you can imagine, it's in the refrigerator, ready to be crushed up and go, and stuff like that.
This is great. Well, again, Ken Gobble joining us this morning here, giving us some insight into their new business, Pinch and Plate. Where are you located, Ken? Is it still on Sam Houston Avenue?
Yes.
Let us know the address where you guys are located.
We're located at 2703 Sam Houston, right next door to Big E's. And
also, Pinch and Dash is in the back of the restaurant now.
Well, Pinch and Dash has kind of been distributed around the restaurant and everything. We've the retail side was doing fine, but when we decided to remodel earlier this month, we wanted to have that front section back open.
For seating.
So for seating, and so the retail business is kind of being pushed out to the corners and. People are still walking around, the store, and that's another thing that we want. We want to have community.
Absolutely.
We want people to come in and just kind of have an experience. We don't just want people to come in and like they're going to some major chain and just, table for 4 and then eat and leave.
Yeah.
People get up, they walk around, and that's another thing with the salad bars. People are able to kind of go and look around at the different retail, and we actually use those spices in our food. And so there's a lot of different flavors
cool.
that we're using in there. So if people do like what they're tasting, they can actually say, hey, what's this hatch green chili you're using? And we'll have it there, and people can come and buy it.
Ken,
To recreate it at home.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
great. What are the hours again, Dave? You mentioned earlier.
So for now, like I said, this is our soft opening week. We're open from 8 to 2 right now, Monday through Friday. But very soon we will be adding dinner service and potentially weekends. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand about the premise of Pinch and Dash is that it's what's called a commissary kitchen. We're actually going to have multiple types of food that we're going to be selling inside the restaurant. And we're going to be adding barbecue. We get asked a lot of questions. We had another venture that we had started, back in February, and with build out and everything within the city contracts, there was a lot of additional construction that we had to do on the buildings and things like that. And eventually, we kind of had to change the concept for what the building was going to be. We don't own the building. We lease the building through Smither, great landlord. He's done a wonderful job working with us on that. The city, we have to follow their rules. It's very difficult, and so we've added bathrooms and things like that. This building is 75 years old. It's built back in the 50s, and we spent a lot of time. Cowboy contractors came out, did a lot of construction work for us. I want to thank Clint for that. And, there were so many different things, but barbecue is going to be starting up over the summer. Everyone asks us, well, what happened? The timing on getting open was really what happened. Not to mention that, but then all the additional expenses for the building, things like that, they just popped up. And it changed the whole demographic for what we were trying to do. So now, Pinch and Plate, we're going to be doing that. We're going to do dinners, and then on weekends, we're still going to be doing our barbecue. And hopefully, Stacy Lawler, if a local barbecue hero, is going to be firing that up over the summer.
Awesome.
He's been a busy guy. He works for the city and everything like that. But we're trying to fit him into our his schedule.
That's going to
and
be
everything
great.
like that. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, Ken, so much insight about this, but do y'all have a website up yet, or are you guys still working on that?
So the website is under development. It should
Okay.
be up probably here in the next 2 weeks.
Awesome.
But it'll be for the restaurant. It'll be Pinch in the letter N plate, pinchandplate.com. But we're going to run everything through Facebook.
Yeah.
If we're on Facebook, social media, got Instagram fired up. But the main thing is we'll run everything through Facebook.
I did have to say something. It's so funny because you're talking about being, in the technology business. I had an IT company for 14 years, sold it in 2018, but my heart was always in broadcasting. And I've talked to so many wonderful IT type guys, such as you. I'm in your boat in that world, and
Sure.
It's awesome because I see so many IT guys that get involved in other ventures, and it's just it's amazing to see that. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, I was in IT, for 35 years, and now I'm over here doing this, selling books." And it's amazing to hear about IT guys that are, let's do something. Let's use that background. Let's get involved in something else that's really fun and inspiring as well.
Yeah, what is it with technology people? Technology really has been the best industry to be in for the last 20 years, ever since Y2K. Before it was the .coms and everything, and the telecom bubbles and everything like that. It's amazing how much technology has changed. And I thought about running for mayor just so I could try to bring more technology companies into Huntsville just to grow our base.
Yeah.
It was just one of those little thoughts, and it's like
Ken Gobble for mayor.
No,
You heard it first.
No, but it's like I do want to help grow the community, and it takes groups like us, to come in and make a change. And we've had a great foundation built by the people that have been running Huntsville for the last 30, 40 years. But it's time for us to make a thoughtful decision to try to grow the community. And it's hard having TDCJ as the largest employer in the area only.
Yeah.
Now we're lucky to have other organizations like Bay's Achievement. We got Weatherford and a few others, and larger hires. Walmart's a huge hire.
Sam Houston State.
Sam,
yeah.
well, of course, Sam. Everything about the city is based around Sam.
Is there going to be a special Bearcat plate over there?
So you know what? There's a lot of people that already do Bearcat special, but yes, absolutely. we're still trying to find which way we want to go with it. We have a lot of students that are already coming in, even the last 2 days. We've had students kind of meandering in, and it's like, do you want a breakfast special? Do you want, lunch specials? And they're like, both. All specials.
All the above.
And so, we're definitely working on that. It's a work in progress. Everything about even our menu. We wanted feedback from the community on what they would like to see in the restaurant. The last thing that we want to do is try to compete with our neighbors. We want to be able to be supportive, and we want to do something different. And I'm not going to go into the Cajun business. Our boiling crawfish being next door to Big E's, just not going to do it. But I can give a good salad bar, soup, salads, things like that, and then run our daily specials and do some barbecue.
Yeah, it's good because people aren't going to eat the same thing every single day. I love the vision, the idea, the work that you've put in, and alongside Tiffany, a great business here in Huntsville.
It's all her.
It's a great way for folks, and that's what I love about communities like Huntsville. When you go into the bigger cities, all you see, and again, just like you said, I know a lot of franchise owners, great folks, great opportunities. We got a lot of great franchises here in town, and I eat at them quite, more than I should probably, to be honest. The scale keeps going up every morning.
Yeah.
But putting all joking aside, I love also the identity, in my opinion, of communities are those local small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go into Austin, Texas, and find a Pinch and Gobble. Just not going to be there.
At least Pinch and Gobble.
Pinch and Gobble.
That was my joke. That was my joke there. The Pinch and Gobble. You're not going to find a Pinch and Plate either.
Maybe you should have that as a special. The Pinch and Gobble.
Maybe so. We'll work on that.
I'm like visioning Tiffany right now. She's just getting redder by the minute.
Probably so.
Yeah. Ken, I knew that was going to come out because I was joking with you earlier.
Sure.
I said, any ideas for a Pinch and Gobble? You said no.
It's inevitable. It's going to occur.
So,
but you know what? You bring up a really great point because, I wish that there's a way that more listeners could kind of understand, the journey that it takes to do small business, like Color Bar, like what you're doing. You're a small business.
Oh, yeah.
People have to think, when you look at the big franchises, they've got 10,000 stores. If they make $10 profit, that $10 goes to their bottom line, and they have 10,000 of them. They make $100,000 profit as a company. It's different for a small business. So that $10 is very important to pay electricity bills and everything else from a local business. And that's where trying to be supportive of local and understanding what it takes, because we don't have the availability to go and rent lease a space over, next door to Kroger for, $10,000 a month that corporate is paying for, because they carry the majority of the overhead. Here inside, downtown and on Sam and everything like that, it's a different world. And I hope that this avenue of communication, this podcast, can really kind of help get that out there and let people understand that outside of Huntsville, I hope that this reach gets out to, the world. They can understand that small business is very important. And,
sure.
Don't be afraid to get into it. Really take in that entrepreneurial spirit and take it. You never know where life is going to lead you.
That's right.
Ask Justin, would you have ever thought you'd be exactly where you are today 10 years ago?
No,
5 years ago.
If you don't do it, you won't know.
Exactly.
That's Justin's motto. That's his life. If you don't do it, you won't know.
That's right. Going to Fargo and then coming back and then starting an endeavor like this, it's a huge step. Yeah. And you're a brave man, Rob, and I respect you for it.
Whenever you mentioned earlier about, reaching people and hope it's reaching, well, here she is, Jerica, joining us from Fargo. She joins us every single morning.
Yep.
And appreciate you. Jerica, I'm still waiting on if we can call you on the show sometime. We want to call you and talk to you, see how things are going up there. But you're right, though. It's cool to have platforms, and not just saying that to boost what we're doing, but in general, because you can literally reach not just the local area, and there's an environment and an atmosphere for every type of organization and media. Like our local radio, support them. Our local newspaper, support them heavily. Brenda does an awesome job over at the Item. But I love the format, too, of being able to engage with people all over. And it's a lot of fun, and that's why we have it. We want to highlight organizations like yours, and guys like Justin make it possible. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys if it wasn't for Justin and a few of our other foundation sponsors, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
No, and again, it takes a village. Not just to raise a child, but also to raise business and everything locally. And we have such an amazing, city here. And I didn't even realize it until I moved here, 4 years ago. And, we thought about leaving, but then we just, every time I try to get out, they suck me back in.
You know what I'm calling it? It's coined right here. First time ever. It's going to start right here this day. It's called the Huntsville Hug.
The Huntsville Hug.
The Huntsville Hug, man. Once it grabs you, it's one of those. It's the Huntsville Bear Hug. You just can't get out of it.
You sure you don't want to do like the Huntsville Gobble?
Yeah.
For all the eaters out there.
That's right. So, well, Ken, so much insight today. Before we let you go, Justin had introduced me to Tiffany.
Yes.
Justin, just talk. How did you meet Tiffany and Ken?
Tiffany I met through the Color Bar, and we just grew closer and closer together. And then I met Ken at Shipley's.
Yes.
Is the first time I met
That's
Ken.
awesome.
Look, and I remember that. He wasn't even out of the car, but I saw Trinity getting Shipley's when Ken was taking her to school, and Ken's like, "Hi, I'm Ken." And I was like, "Hi," and
Love
so
it.
then just kind of from there, and anyways, we've grown closer as friends and different things like that.
It's such an important message. That's why I want to ask this, because you never know in life who you're going to cross paths with. Your clients, you talk to them all the time, and then you
I
just
do
meet
my
Ken.
best. I do my best if I. Definitely not an excuse. Everyone is human. I know so many different people that sometimes my brain slips, and I will or won't see someone out and about, and like one track mind. I'm focused on what I'm doing, and I'm really not paying attention to what else is going on. So, it's things like, "Hey, Justin," "Oh, hey, Ken, I didn't see," like. Ken
Love
does
it.
that to me all the time. I'm like, "Oh, hey, Ken," so.
That's
but
great.
It's great. Yes, this community is fantastic for, just the networking abilities that are in here.
Yeah. We're actually a lot alike. And I think that, we don't meet a stranger. Neither one of us.
No.
Justin does not meet a stranger. People either love us or they hate us. I've lived my entire life where either people like Ken Gobble or they hate Ken Gobble. One of the two.
Well, they just don't like Thanksgiving, then. That's what it is.
We should start a poll and
chicken.
see.
Eat more chicken.
We should see if that's the case.
No.
But,
So the people that don't like us, we need to start asking them if they like Thanksgiving.
Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't. Y'all, Gary V. Do y'all know who Gary V is?
I
If
do
you don't,
not.
you need to go find him, because Gary V. He's my age. I guess he's probably late 40s, and he owns a company called VaynerMedia, and he is huge into social. He started a wine company online for his dad, and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business. Sold it for a gazillion-dollar. Went public, whatever it was, but he has taught us something. No matter what, you've got to get rid of the noise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only you can be happy with yourself. No one else. No one else really matters what they think about you. It's what you think about yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you wake up in the morning and you're happy with yourself, you should be a happy human being. So, and it's kind of the same way in business, and I know you get this all the time, but people are going to love you or they're going to hate you. And as long as you can accept that and just move on and just say, you know what, I just want to have the people that love me around me, that's what we focus on.
Absolutely.
And as long as you're a good, positive person, that you're going to keep building it. So
that's such a good message, because one of the things that I learned, in Fargo, and I was so tremendous. I know I joke around and say, hey, it was an 8-month vacation. I never intended for it to be like that. If anybody that was associated with my employment, I don't mean that, it's just a joke, but because we really wanted to get rooted there. It was the best opportunity ever had in my life, as far as financially doing what I love. But then family played such a more important role. And as we found out, we were having Caden coming up here in July the 15th. He'll be here soon. We wanted to be back to family, and it's tough. And you're so right about saying, being positive and canceling out the noise. The one big positive takeaway that I learned from Fargo was, just like here, there's a lot of great people, good people. But the thing that resonates with me when I think Coach Entz, the football coach there, told me that he has a circle, and people. He told me, he's like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. He goes, I have my people in my circle they're going to lift up and support me. I heard that from Coach Entz, the football coach. Very reserved man, but a great guy.
Yeah.
And loved getting to know him the brief time that I had. And I don't think I ever had a chance to get in his circle because I wasn't there long enough. But I do know that he and I had a great friendship, you know, and a working relationship. But he taught me that. And that was the big takeaway. And then it was echoed by the basketball coach there, Coach Richmond. And I'll never forget, we're coming off of we're on a bus trip home, and the guys had just got squashed in a game. And he's on the bus, and there were times where he asked me to step off the bus as the media guy, and I respected that because there was things he wanted to tell the guys that he didn't want anybody else to know, just to, you know, chomp on them and say, hey, we got to do better. But those guys always fought hard. The effort was always there, and what I learned from Coach here was from Coach Richmond, it was the same principle. As he said, he told the guys one day on the bus, it was amazing to hear this. He goes, you know what, guys? We've got some growing pains. They called him the baby bison because there were so many new players. But he said, I want to share something with you. Someone had texted him and said, Coach, you know, tough loss tonight. I will always support you and your guys. And he said, hold on to the people that reach out to you during the difficult times because you're always going to have people celebrating your success. When you're successful, everybody wants to be in your lane because either they want that success or they want to ride that wave with you, which is okay. But more importantly, it's the people that reach out to you when you're at your lowest point or whenever you're failing or whenever you're not winning. Those people are the ones that are inside your circle. That's kind of my takeaway, and I'm glad. You know, we always lift people up and inspire them. And, man, Ken, you did that. We're going to have to start an inspirational segment here with Ken Gobble, man.
I always like to say, you know, there's no success without a little bit of hate. I mean, even our Lord Jesus Christ has haters. And
Sure.
one of the most successful people I know. So, you know. There, you know, and it's not to dismiss the haters. It's definitely not. You know, I strive to be the best example that I can be, and that's all anyone should do.
Sure.
I can't agree more. You know, we only get one trip around the sun.
We're guaranteed one thing in life. This came up yesterday in the salon, and someone was talking about, oh, I'm guaranteed, and I looked at them, and I think it was my associate. I said, you're guaranteed one thing in life, and that is death. Yeah, that is right. It. That is all you're guaranteed.
Like, death and taxes. No, taxes aren't. You don't have to pay them, but what you do have to do is one day you're going to have to die.
You're going to have to die. You are guaranteed one thing. You're not even guaranteed birth. You are not. No. You are guaranteed death. One thing in life.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You know, the odds of when you look at the astronomical numbers of us actually being human beings. I mean, just the odds. We were put here for a reason, and whether we do things in a positive manner or we do things in a negative manner is up to us. Mm-hmm. So again, own yourself. You know, and you know, I guess that's my message is I have to own me. I have to own Ken Gobble. I can't even own Tiffany. You know, she has to own herself. You know, she has to choose her own.
Hard at that.
But you know, but you know, even you, Justin. You know, you have to own your own destiny.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know that's where you know choosing to be a part of this community here in Huntsville and everything. There's rumors and there's rhetoric. You know, everyone can you know gab. I'm an open door. People can walk up to me and ask me any question. I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to give them you know my truth. And you know, as long as I can wake up every morning and look in the mirror and be happy with who I am. Yep. And know that I'm going to do something positive that day.
That's good, man.
I'm good.
Cancel out the noise. You know,
Cancel the noise.
I heard of there was a pastor one time, and I learned this years ago. And I went up and I was talking to him, and I started mentioning something about somebody else that I had heard. And he said, Rob, and he was a pretty prominent pastor in the Austin area. They started this church, you know, 50 people in their living room, and it grew to over 10,000. And nice guy, salt of the earth guy. And I remember telling him something once. He probably doesn't even remember this because, again, he cancels out the noise. But I had started bringing up something about someone that I'd heard about. And he's like, Rob, I don't want to hear it. And he walked off. And years later, I thought, you know, at first, like, this guy's rude. He doesn't care. But what it was is he doesn't want to get involved in the rhetoric. He doesn't want to get involved in hearing stories from people. He only wants to be surrounded by positive things.
Sure.
And it wasn't him like being a coward moving away. He just didn't want to be involved in it. Yeah. And I learned that, you know, when I'm around a group of people and somebody brings up somebody else and starts speaking negatively or down about that person, I tend to just walk away. Yeah. Now, one-on-one, we may have conversations about things because sometimes you got to get things off your chest. Justin and I talk one-on-one. We're friends. That's why you have your circle, right? Your circle of trust. And so, don't air out stuff. Ignore the noise, and all good things will happen. Speaking of the good things, Pinch and Plate, going to be open, soft opening, Monday through Friday, 8 to 2. Get out there and enjoy that salad and much, much more, man. I'm excited about this.
The pancakes are taking off.
Oh, look at every time we ask, there's some other
Something new, yes.
Well, so
it's posted on Facebook, right? The menu?
Yeah.
Can we pull the menu up?
We'll have to. So y'all have is the Facebook page up?
Yeah, Pinch and Plate should be up. But I'll tell you, the flight of pancakes, it's basically, we have regular pancakes, a regular short stack, and then we have our flavored pancakes as well. I tell you, the designs that are coming out of there, it's just like you in color. The creativity that's coming out of the kitchen is pretty amazing. And, all the different fruit toppings, everything, I have to brag about Tiffany a little bit. Tiffany and her mom spent a lot of time thinking about this menu and stuff like that. And, we have a salad bar. I mean, we have every ingredient you could ever imagine for an omelet. If you think about it, these things, they all naturally go together. And so the menu is kind of a combination of what our ingredients are, and we have all the different, pie fillings and stuff like that go on top of the pancakes for the flavoring and stuff like that. But she came up with the idea of doing, salad in a wrap, so you go to the salad bar, you build it, you bring it in, and you can either have it cooked or have it cold, either way. But build a wrap. And so, you actually get to participate in building your ingredients and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's great. I'm showing the menu here real quick before we let you go, Ken. Appreciate your extended time. We're having so much fun this morning. Man, when we start talking food, this easily turn into a 2 or 3 hour show. But
I apologize, Rob.
Love it, man.
But you know what? I mean,
no apologies necessary.
Who needs a time limit, right? If you're having fun and having fellowship like we are today and sharing this time together, this will be a life memory for me. I will remember.
Well, you
this.
can make more of those. Don't worry.
And
I told Tiffany, I said, "You're not out of this yet. You're doing it."
So I really wish that she could have been here because I don't want people to think that I'm the face of Pinch and Plate because I'm not. I'm like I said, I have a regular 8 to 5 job. She has been putting in 16-hour days.
Yeah.
She was up at the restaurant before 6 today. So she'd go take in a food order and stuff like that. And you probably have a cut coming up or something.
No,
you're good. But this week, it happened so quickly.
It always does.
It happened so quickly. 3 weeks ago, we were in a completely different place. And then now, 3 weeks later, we have a restaurant. Now, we did it because we have a commissary kitchen. We have that flexibility and everything like that. But, you never know what life is going to throw at you.
That's
right. People can either take positive from it or they can take a negative from it. And, we're trying to take the positive. Life handed us some lemons, so we made lemonade. And that's really, kind of
What's the
what life
special
is.
today? I'm still thinking about food. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? We're really not doing any lunch specials right now.
What's the breakfast special? Because I got some time right before my first haircut.
You should. You know what? You need to go in there and you need to have that flight of pancakes.
Yeah, my mom just chimed in and said, "Now I need some pancakes." So she's in Georgetown.
Did you
Mom,
share
we'll
that?
pick you up. She's 2 or 3 hours away. Mom will pick you up, bring you over.
Yes.
Sometime.
I'd love to have her out.
Yeah.
But and if she comes into town and we're closed one day, she needs a pancake. Give me a call, Rob. We'll have you over and we'll open up the kitchen.
Love it. So
we'll cook her some pancakes.
Well, Ken, such a great message today, not only just with Pinch and Plate, but also sharing some inspiration. We appreciate you so much. Again, make sure you follow him on Facebook. I just popped up that Facebook page a little bit ago. If you're on the a video podcast and you can see the link, you can click on it. If not, just search for Pinch and Plate Huntsville. That's how I typed it in, and it was the first result there on Facebook. Make sure you go by and like their page. Ken, been great today. Any final remarks before we go? I always ask our guests, what do you love most about Huntsville?
I love the people. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the amazing people I've met through the years. Being we were neighbors for so long being over in Trinity, but now that we've actually been in Huntsville, we just keep getting more involved and more involved. And, and having a 10-year-old, the activities that go along with it. There's just so much this community has to offer, and I think we're only taking advantage of about 10% of it.
Yeah.
And that's where I really hope that more Huntsvillians can get out there and really experience what's here, because I didn't know. I have to go and discover every day. We have such a great museum and the duck pond and everything like that. We have a beautiful campus. There's so much that goes on. We've got Windhome. A lot of people forget about Windhome. That was one of the things that really drew us here, was the history of Sam, but then also items like the Windhome and the art classes and stuff like that with our daughter and everything.
Yep.
And we want to turn Huntsville just into a magnet to draw in good people and interesting people.
Sure.
Not just the people that are growing because of the expansion of Houston. They can have New Waverly, or not New Waverly, but they can have Willis. Willis is I like New Waverly people and everything, but they can have Willis and they can have Conroe and,
Yeah.
So I know you live down there.
Yeah, Justin, you can stay there, buddy, by the way. Ken, such a great message this morning. We appreciate you. In fact, today at lunch, you got me so hungry. I may go over there today and have some lunch. So,
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, please
so
come
we're looking
by.
for it. Ken, been great, man. Thank you so much.
No,
this has
thank you.
been exciting. Been a fun show this morning. And
everyone needs to go. Everyone needs to go by pinch a plate, and they need to say, you know what, Tiffany, Ken did not embarrass you that bad today.
yeah, no, you
So
did great.
give her a big hug and wish her luck, because I'm the support for her. This is her business.
Sure.
And
I know, Ken, every time I walk in there, you're eating something.
something.
Yeah, it's there.
He's sitting over there in the corner.
We'll end with this,
Got to
Ken.
get out of her way.
I do.
We'll end with this, Ken. My good friend Joshua Harris over at the Oak Ridge Disciple House, he asked, what's the
Flapjacks.
flapjack? What's the flapjack?
So, the flapjack is, it's pancakes, but it's a design your own. So, but yeah, just get out there and try those flapjacks. Try the pancakes.
We will. Again, Pinch and Plate open here in Huntsville. They're soft opening as they continue to grow and expand. Please support local small business, such as, of course, the Color Bar and Justin, but also Ken and his wife Tiffany and the great things that they are doing. We'll highlight them more. There's going to be an article coming out on the website soon that we'll have in our newsletter. You'll be able to learn more, and we'll throw their menus on that article as well, so you can learn about it. So once again, Ken Gobble joining us. We'll step aside, take a break as Justin and I wrap it up when we come back. Stay with us. One final segment to go here. It's your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Noise.
Here we go, back in. Yeah, what was that? There was something going. Sound like a party.
Like a
Yeah,
I guess it was a motorcycle going
Man,
by.
Justin, I wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much just for all that you do. I know you don't like talking about yourself, so I'll talk about you for you.
Here we go.
But, I mean, seriously, Justin, the impact that you're making in this community, you and I had talked one time, and we talked so much about just working hard and the effort that you put in. The effort that you put in is immeasurable. And when I think of guys like Ken, I'm out of breath because I just had to jump and adjust the cameras. And that's why I'm going to get this MRI, and then I got to get a heart scan later on next week. So everything's good. God's good. Nothing going on. But
You're going to have to teach me how to run these things.
yeah, but I mean this, Justin. I mean, I would have never got connected to a guy like Ken and Tiffany without you. And it's, you have people come into your business that you sit down with. It's almost like you think of a bartender in a way. Everybody
It's like
everyone tells the hairdresser their story.
Well, I have to say, we're not bound by HIPAA, but I protect it like HIPAA.
Yeah.
Like that confidentiality and things that guests open up so much to us. Any hairdresser, your hairdresser is very sacred. It's someone that you can tell everything to and know that it's not going to leave the building. It's one of those that I know a lot of people's deep, dark secrets and people's happy ever afters. And, for me, I'm happy to be that ear.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be that ear that helps people. Sometimes they're having they can be I think one of my, sorry, I get all warmy and fuzzy. One of my favorite things,
Fuzzy J over here,
is
Fuzzy J,
is having a guest walk in the salon that's not having a good day and their attitude be able to completely be turned around and walk out feeling their most beautiful self.
Yeah,
good, that it's so much than just hair. It really is. It's just so much than just hair, and that's always the joke. Oh, it's just hair. Well, that's the joke. Because it's not just hair. It's your self-esteem. It's your support through childbirth. It's your support through death. It's your support through marriage. Your hair is you.
Yeah, I mean, think about every time I go and, I shave and get a haircut or whatever, I feel like a new person.
Yeah.
I always send Bridget a picture. I said, and she goes, oh, hey, that looks great, Because you do. I'm getting gruff right now. Sometimes I let the beard grow out just because I like to get it shaved by, my barber or whatever. So it's fun, man. But I need to come by and see you guys once in a while too, Justin.
Anytime.
So, again, Justin Killensworth of the Color Bar doing great things in our community. Look out for an article that's going to highlight more about the Color Bar and also some of Justin's involvement here in the community and why he is so passionate about serving Huntsville. That article will be out later today. Make sure, too, to sign up for a newsletter. Man, we were steadily growing the newsletter, and then I put a nice little friendly pop-up on there if you haven't been to the website in a while. And so people are filling that out. And, I mean, we are seeing just a couple of days ago, we had 19 new subscribers in one day.
Sweet.
We're over 300 subscribers on the newsletter now. So we want to highlight all the good things that are happening here in our community. Also launching soon, I already mentioned earlier that we will be putting on the new Rays of Hope. That is it's going to become an annual summer fundraiser drive for several nonprofits. We're probably going to do it a lot earlier next year, but let's be honest. I mean, some folks say, why don't you do it in June? Well, we just had the idea a week ago. It's not enough time to promote it. And so we want it to be a successful event, and so we're trying to tie it into some things that kids need as well. But it'll be happening July 29th, so mark your calendars. If you'd like to help out with that, we'd love to have you out there. If you'd like to support it or sponsor it, all you got to do is just reach out to me. You can email me, hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. We have sponsorship opportunities available for as low as $150 for you to get involved. Also, T-shirts that we're going to give out in those swag bags, the swag bag. I just like saying that, swag bag. What do you think, Justin? Swag bag.
What's up,
Swag?
That's what it should be.
Swag bag. We're going to be giving those away. You can stuff those bags. We only have 10 spots available for that. And everybody that comes through and donates, they're going to get a bag, they're going to get a T-shirt, and they're going to get a big thank you for supporting our community. So that is happening. We're also in the process of launching Hometown Heroes this month.
Yes.
And so it's another great opportunity to highlight the good happening in our community. So stay tuned next week as that will be unveiled on the website and how you can nominate someone locally that you feel like should be a hometown hero, someone that's made a difference in the community, maybe even just a difference in your life. You don't have to be this person on a platform that speaks to millions of people or hundreds of people or serve in the city capacity, which we appreciate all that. But you know what? You could just be someone that's changing your family. Maybe you're a wife out there and you acknowledge that your husband, is getting up early in the morning and he's up before sunrise and doesn't come home until late in the evening and he still puts the kids to bed and bathes them. That's a hero. I mean, let's be honest. And so think about that. We'll be launching that on the website soon and a lot more to go here as we continue moving on through the month of June. When is the first official day of summer, by the way? Do you have any idea?
I think it was already done.
I know the unofficial, let's see here, the
I love
first.
how Rob turns the camera just on me so
Yeah.
you can look it up.
Yeah, so I just want Justin to keep talking there, just make up some stuff. First official.
Yeah, so we have an exciting boat show happening downtown this weekend with Sip and Shop. So our friends from Texas Boats and More are bringing all their boats up. I think that I feel horrible.
What is it, 18 boats are coming in?
18 boats.
That's a lot of boats,
Everything
man.
from pontoons to ski boats.
Are you going to see a caravan of boats coming down 45?
Actually, they start rolling in at like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So, yes, the team down there, a friend of mine, his name is Justin as well. He's sending his crew up just to give our community something different. That's really what we're focused on downtown, is being able to provide different options for our community.
June 21st, the first day of summer officially. So that is the official day of summer, is June the 21st. Before we go, we always have to say, what is it the day of today? It's National Best Friends Day.
Sweet.
Friends are friends forever. Check out how inspiring this is. National Best Friends Day.
I like the next one.
National Upsy Daisy Day. National Upsy Daisy. Upsy Daisy. I'm going to skip over this one because I got to go get a scan today, and I don't want to speak anything into existence. So we're going to skip over. It's a medical one. I don't want to highlight that one. It's World Oceans Day. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that one. Like, I'm going in to get an MRI, man. Come on. It's World Oceans Day today. Celebrate your ocean. Oh, check this one out. National Name Your Poison. Back in my old bar days, I'd go in there, and I'd never heard that maybe once. Hey, man, name your poison. I'm like, well, I don't want to drink poison. I don't want to die. So I don't know why people say that. It's also World Pet Memorial Day today. It's something that I learned at a young age. And you go to my parents' house, and Mom, if you're watching, I love you, and thank you for the way that you and Dad raised us. And my mom just taught us to be compassionate, just to love people, not just people, but creatures. And so as our pets passed away, we wouldn't just toss them or anything like that, or cremate. We literally dug graves and buried our pets at my parents'. So we've had, 30 pets probably over the years of our life, with cats and dogs. Yeah, cats, dogs. I mean, I had a gerbil that I buried. So in my mom's backyard, they have a little bit of property. I think almost 2 acres. And on the back fence is where we've buried, and there's still little headstones from when we were kids, where we buried our pets or the animal. I mean, I found people are going to be like, Rob, you're crazy, man. There was like a rat that died, that I found that was eating. We used to have chickens, and so the rat got into the chicken feed that we had in the storage area. And I remember taking that little rat, because it died, and I wrapped it up in a towel, put it into a cookie box, and buried it in the backyard and made a headstone for it. That was when I was a little kid. So it's World Pet Memorial Day today. So you know what, man? Pets are family.
You have to go visit.
Yeah, I have to go visit the pet cemetery today. So, hey, it's been a fun one, friends. We always love bringing you this show each and every day. I'm excited tomorrow, too. We're going to be joined by our good friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, where they are the experts at celebrating life. We're going to be joined by Brianna Dotson. She is involved with Sam Houston State University. Just coming in, talking a little bit maybe about some student engagement, but more so traditions that the university has, and also the new Bearcat Alley. So we're going to get some insight on Sam Houston.
Fun.
Here's the good news. Next week, we are already completely full. Next week. My good friend, why not a little bit of Christmas early? I met a gentleman out in the Conroe area on an airplane. He's going to come into town next Monday. He's actually joining us right now, George Pitts. He is known as Santa George. And Santa George is going to be joining us.
We talked about him last Thursday.
We did, yeah. And Santa George is coming in. He's going to highlight what he's been up to and what happens when he's not up at the North Pole. So,
awesome.
So Santa, excited to have you on tomorrow, Monday. National Day of Prayer recap is coming up next Tuesday. We're going to have Pastor Tim Pledger on Wednesday. He's coming into town. He is a global evangelist and missionary work that he's been doing in Africa. He's going to be speaking at a local church here in Huntsville. An amazing story and a background from him. Then we're going to have Teresa Verrier from the Summit. And you had invited her, and so we're excited to have her next Thursday. And then I think on Friday as well, we're going to have more guests. There's so much going on. I was looking through here. Roxanne Moss is going to be back with us about the American Legion. So if you'd like to be on the show, if you're a business, we have some very affordable investment opportunities for you to be here on the show, just like this morning Pension Plate. We'd love to talk to you. If you're a nonprofit, no charge, we'll have you on and talk about all the great things. Justin, that's a wrap, man. That's a lot. That is a lot to dig in today. We're not going to make it to Chamber Breakfast, but if you're out there, we love you, and it's going to be a good day. Appreciate all that the Chamber does as well. I've got a busy day. I've got to get everything ready for the newsletter. Got to put together a couple of articles, and then hightail it down to the Woodlands for that good old scan, man.
Fun.
The old scan man. That's what they should have. That's what they should call a radiologist. Not a radiologist. Call him the scan man.
The scan man.
The scan
what about
man.
if they're a woman? Scan woman?
Scan woman.
Like Scandinavian?
Yeah, I don't know. That'll wrap it up here on the show. Friends, we love you. A lot of you chimed in today. Thanks for entering in to win our contest coming up on tomorrow. It's going to be a mystery box, and so there may be some jewelry in there. I don't know. Just make sure that you join us again tomorrow, because we're going to take all the entries from this week for those of you that have commented with the hashtag like this broadcast and shared it. Justin, appreciate all you do, man.
Yes.
Wouldn't be here without you. Friends, as I end every single broadcast, I want to remind you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Until then, have a good day. God bless, and good morning, Huntsville. We'll see you next time.
Good morning.